Hey, how's it going out there, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Cash, and we're going to go over some ways to help the new drivers make more money in the first year. That's what we're out here for, to make money. Now, these aren't just for the rookie drivers. These are good things you should be doing every day, all day. Good base way to build on your trucking career right here. So good for everybody. And these are not your average normal ones. You know, these are like the real ones, the real ones. So I got 8 tips for you here. That's right, 8 great tips. Let's get into them. We're going to start off. Number 1 is going to be communication. If you want to make the most amount of money in your first year of trucking, you got to learn to communicate, because here's how most big trucking companies are set up. You have load planners, you have dispatchers, and you have the truck driver. That's the chain of how things go. Sometimes load planner, dispatcher, same type person. Most of the time, the load planners are specifically made to set out different loads, and then the dispatcher is to give you the loads they lay out and then help you handle any problems along the way. So, communication, okay? Communication. Talk to your dispatch. Get to know your dispatch. Actually, you want your dispatch to like you, okay? You don't have to kiss their butt, but you do need to be extra nice to them, because they're a big part of what goes on in your life, okay? Same way with the load planners. Here's what load planners don't like: you not doing what you said you were going to do. That's a big part of trucking. Do what you say you are going to do, okay? If you have a delivery at 8 a.m. on Monday, be there on Monday, okay? Don't goof around. Don't make excuses. I've got a saying in trucking, okay? I'm going to put this on a t-shirt. This is mine, okay? I made this up. I deliver freight, not excuses, okay? So if something happens, if I blow a tire, if my truck breaks down, that is a reason I am late, okay? Things out of my control, those are reasons. Excuses are: I overslept. I was at the truck stop flirting with the waitress at the counter at the iron skillet last night, and I stayed up too late. Those are excuses. Don't deliver those. Those are no good. You're not going to make money if you do that, okay? Which brings me into reason number 2, or the number 2 tip on how to make the most out of your first year of trucking. Be on time. Be early if you can, okay? My idea of on time is 1 hour early. Everything I do in trucking, if I've got a 7 o'clock appointment, I'm there at 6 o'clock. You know, that's just the way I look at it. It's sometimes you might be giving that hour away, sometimes, but most of the time it's worth the effort to get out there and be early. And just because 1 hour early you give up could be a lot of hours you give up being late and being a work in. And those are things that are out of your control. You hit traffic. You know, there's an accident happened 5 minutes before you came down the freeway. Boom, traffic is stopped. There's cops aren't even there yet. It's going to be a minute. Big crash. You know, things like that. At least you give yourself that hour. You got a fighting chance, okay? 1 hour early is on time to me. Also, a part of being early: if you're at a big carrier and you got that drop and hook game going down, and they say drop that trailer between 8 a.m. and noon, you drop that thing at 8 a.m. on the dot, okay? You don't show up at the end of windows. This is one of the most overlooked ways to lose money in your first year of trucking. I just know it. I know it because I did it. You know, the first couple months I was trucking, I would show up, yeah, middle to late in the window. And it's like, no, no. Here's the thing in trucking, okay? Most of the action, loading and unloading, happens early morning, okay? Not for everybody, but most of the time that's how it works. So if you show up, say you got an 8 a.m. to noon window to drop a trailer or make a delivery. Well, if you show up at noon, it is less likely you will get loaded that same day. Okay? You show up at 8 a.m., you get unloaded. Say it takes an hour, 2 hours to unload you. It's 10 o'clock. you still got a fighting chance to go get another load and get moving again. You show up at noon, you get unloaded 1, 2 o'clock, we're pushing it at that point, right? So be on time, be early, okay? Number 3, effort equals money, okay? And if effort does not equal money, you're at a bad carrier. You need to get some experience or move on. That's what you got to do. If you got no experience, then you just got to hang in there and deal with it. It's rough, trust me. My first 6 months of trucking was an absolute nightmare. I had a dispatch that didn't know anything about trucking. You could say, "Hey, I got a, busted shock. I need it. Is a shock's really necessary?" They would give you that crap. So uh, if you're at the wrong carrier, you're at the wrong carrier. But if you're at a good carrier, effort equals money. Okay, and that means the effort you put in to taking your job seriously. Okay, if you're more concerned about watching Netflix than you are planning a route, you're not going to be top money earner. You're just not. I mean, if you're out here to sit around and watch Netflix, if I mean, I watch Netflix, I watch YouTube and all, but it ain't my top priority. I get my work done and then I go to stuff like that. Okay, so be sure to put the effort in if you want to get something out of it. And even if your carrier doesn't pay you, putting in the effort to do things the right way is just always the correct way to do it, and that will lead to better things down the road. I've worked at carriers where they don't appreciate you, they don't respect you, and I left after 3 weeks of being at that carrier. Okay, you've got to know when it's time to move on, when it's time to stick around. Mainly, I know when I'm putting in maximum effort and I'm not making the money I think I should be making, or at least comparable to what other people in the industry doing the same thing are making, I'm out of there. Okay. Number 4, leave your emotions at home. As my buddy DIY says, trucking don't care about your feelings. Mm. It's a hard lesson to learn. I learned it very early on with a big mega carrier I was at. They just put me in my place. I was said this, that, and the other. I'm doing this, that, and the other. Like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Yeah, you're a little emotional right now. Calm down. So if you get too riled up, try to bite your tongue. Just let it pass. Give it 5 minutes before you say anything, before you send that flaming Qualcomm message back to the dispatch. Think about it. Let it rest for a minute. Give it 5 minutes. Okay. Write the message out and then, delete it. Okay. Whatever you got to do to process it, but keep your emotions in check. Okay. It's not going to do you any good money wise to get all emotional with your dispatch, because here's the thing: you get all emotional with dispatch, they start to not like you, and then before you know it, they're telling the load planner, "Hey, this guy's not a runner, don't give him no miles, this, that, and the other." Yeah, trust me. These people control your paycheck, unfortunately, so you kind of got to be nice to them. So keep your emotions in check. I know when you are wanting to go home and you're fresh into trucking, and that, fourth or fifth day just starts to wear on you of being gone from home. If you're going to stick with it, I recommend remain calm. Don't let your emotions bleed over into your job, okay? Just try your best. And I know it's tough because over the road trucking is very hard mentally and emotionally, okay? Those are the two top things for me to overcome for OTR, okay? Number five, logbook is your paycheck, okay? Your logbook determines how many hours you can work in a week. If you don't maximize that, you're not going to get as many hours in a week. It's just the facts, okay? Here's the thing: you get 70 hours. Most OTR is going to be 70 hours in 8 days, okay? If you're wasting your 70 with stupid on duty time, you're wasting time you could have been driving, okay? When you click in the morning, you get up, you get ready to go, you click on pre-trip. Get out there and get the pre-trip done. Don't click on pre-trip and then sit there and flip through TikTok for 5 minutes and then go do a 20-minute pre-trip. Well, that's 25 minutes now. Now, the 20-minute pre-trip, I'm going to say, I ain't knocking you for a 20-minute pre-trip, but you could have probably tightened that up a little bit if you needed to. Could have tightened it up just a little bit. So when you get out there, get into business, go through the pre-trip, like build you a routine, go through it, get it done, get to driving, okay? When you're sitting in a dock, okay? You log the back end time, but if you're not unloading, what I recommend, go sit in a sleeper, log it sleeper berth, okay? That's totally legit. 100%. That's what I would do. Save on your logbook, log 10, 15 minutes, however long it took you to, pull up, open doors, remove load locks, slide tandems to the back the trailer in. Log that time on duty. That's legitimate. When you get done with that, you turn in paperwork, you get back to the truck, get in that sleeper berth, put her on sleeper berth. That's what I would recommend you do. Save those hours. Don't be here's a good ratio, okay? Look at your logbook at the end of the week. Say, I worked this many hours versus how many drive hours. How many total hours versus drive hours, okay? You want as many drive hours in there as possible while still legally logging, your pre-trips, your fuelings, your post-trips, anything you're doing like that. So keep that in mind, okay? Don't just let your logbook set idle and burn up a bunch of hours. Number 6. We're up to 6 now. Stay out of the truck stop. You can spend a lot of money in the truck stop. The truck stop doesn't benefit you. I have the mentality that the truck stop is my enemy. Okay? I don't like the truck stop. They're not my friend. They give me reward points. So what? That don't mean you're my friend. I spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars there every year, and you give me back hundreds of dollars. That's not a friendship. That's not. They will take all your money and not think twice about it. Do not get caught up in living out of the truck stop. And number one, it's a time waster too. Sitting in a truck stop, goofing off is time you could be resting. And when you rested, that means you're ready to work. So don't hang out in the truck stops. Number 7, get you an atlas, satellite view, and route planning. Okay. If you want to make the most amount of money in trucking, those 3 things right there are going to provide for you. And I know everybody says, well, I got a truck GPS. For those of you that don't know, in the front of that atlas is a lot of information, okay? A lot. And a lot of that stuff you Google, it gives you the wrong answer, like length laws, stuff like that. That's all in the front of the atlas. I've been doing short videos here lately about length laws. And let me tell you, if there's one thing I know about length laws, there's a lot of confusion out there about length laws. When you bring up length laws, everybody just talks about California. It's like, okay, there's a lot of other states that have length laws. Do you know what they are? If you had an atlas nearby, you would, because they're all listed in there in detail. As far as that goes, satellite view. The more efficient you can be getting in and out of a shipper, the less time you will waste. You want to be a ninja when it comes to trucking. You want to get in and get out and anybody hardly even notice, okay? You don't want to be the guy that, just said GPS take me there and it takes you around to the car parking lot of the employee side of the building and then you're wedged up in a tree and then you're over on my other channel, Epic Trucking Fails. You don't want to be on that channel. Go check out that channel. It's funny, but you don't want to be on that channel, okay? Route planning, same thing, okay? Learn how the truck stops work and how they are and use it to your advantage, okay? If there's a truck stop in a major metropolitan area, there is a high likelihood you will not catch this guy. This guy will not be there. It's a time vampire. In my other business, I have a little saying called time vampire. Don't let the time vampire get you. It just sucks all your time away. And that's what they are. You pull in, you wait 30 minutes to get up there to even get your fuel. Then you got to get your fuel. Then you got to do this and you got to do that. To me, I pick truck stops. There's a value to that. Okay. So if truck stop A is a penny cheaper downtown metropolitan and truck stop B is 1 penny more and it's in a rural area where I can get in and off the freeway real easy, not have to go through long red lights. I'm telling you, little things like that add up. So remember how truck stops are. Remember how I feel it's the same truck stops over and over and over. Trucking's not an adventure to me anymore. I've been doing it for 18 years now. There's no adventure to it. It's a job. And that's what it'll turn into everybody else. If you stick with it long enough, it'll be a job. And then you'll just be wanting to get it done and get, you know, into bed or home. Like, that's my main goal now. Hurry up, get the day done, do what I want to. There you go. Number 8, study the industry. If you plan on being a trucker for long term, now if you're doing this for 1 or 2 years and you're just going to come in, make some money and leave, maybe this doesn't mean as much to you. But for me, I study the industry. Like, I know the companies that are out here. I know kind of what they pay. I know how they treat their drivers. I know how they spec their trucks. These are all things you're going to want to learn if you're going to be in trucking long, because you don't want to be at some mega carrier that don't treat you well with crap equipment. That's not where you want to be. So you got to look around. You got to talk to people. I do a lot of things like that. Come join me for a live show. If you want to know about a company, we'll talk about it in there. Most of the time, we can find someone that has worked there before. So it's a great place, to come learn. But study the industry, figure out the good companies, figure out the places that are worth working for. Because you don't want to be stuck at some crap mega carrier forever. you know. Now I know some people get, dedicated lanes or whatever and they stick with a mega carrier forever. I'm not knocking the carriers, any one specifically. I'm just saying the progression for most people is you start out at a mega carrier and then you find a place that fits you better. You know, a mega carrier is like a one size fits all, and a smaller, carrier is more tailored to you. That's what you're looking for, that tailored carrier. So that's it, everybody. Those were my 8 tips. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I much appreciate it. Smash that like button if you would. If you've made it this far, think about becoming a subscriber. I'd much appreciate it. Take care of each other out there. Remember, people are more important than trucking. Hi, I want to talk to you real quick about the ES Advantage card. Do you need discounts at major truck stop chains? They got them. Do you need discount on shop rates at TA and Love's? They got them. Tire discounts. They even got health insurance now. Click the link down below. Easy application, no credit check. Sign up. They give you a call back. They'll take all your information and you'll be in the network.